On February 2, 2026 in India, a safety incident occurred inside a residential building's elevator involving a bundle of gas-filled party balloons. CCTV footage from Armel Tower shows a delivery worker carrying around 10 to 12 gas-filled balloons entering the lift, along with a 21-year-old student and another person. The balloons suddenly erupted in an explosion and fire inside the confined elevator space. Inflammable gases should never be transported or stored in enclosed spaces such as elevators. Decorative balloons should be filled only with inert gases like helium, not flammable gases, and must never be carried in crowded or confined areas without proper ventilation and safety controls. When handling items that can pose combustion risks, ensure clear information on contents, use appropriate containers, and avoid mixing flammable materials with sources of ignition in confined environments to prevent fire hazards. The footage captures a startling accident at a local gas station, serving as a stark reminder of why focus is critical behind the wheel. After refueling, the driver of a white SUV prematurely accelerated away while the fuel nozzle was still securely attached, ripping the heavy pump from its basin, causing it to collapse onto a nearby bystander gas station. Attendants and fellow customers immediately rushed to provide assistance to the pinned individual. This dangerous situation highlights how driver distraction can lead to severe consequences. To stay safe, always double-check your side mirrors to ensure the nozzle is removed before moving. Stay off your phone until you have exited the station, and never start your engine until the fueling process is 100% complete. Safety is a shared responsibility. A few extra seconds of caution can prevent a lifetime of regret. On June 19, 2025, in Jiangsu Province, China, an elderly woman riding a tricycle lost control near a building. She accidentally collided with an elevator door which gave way, and the tricycle fell into the elevator shaft. Bystanders immediately contacted emergency services, and responders quickly reached the scene to rescue the woman. She was transported to a hospital where medical evaluation confirmed multiple fractures when operating small vehicles such as tricycles. A worker is unloading cargo from a truck using a manual pallet jack. However, the truck's hydraulic lift platform is not fully lowered to ground level. As the load is pulled across the partially inclined surface, it loses balance. The weight shifts forward, and the unsecured cargo tips over uncontrollably and falls to the ground. Before unloading, the hydraulic platform must be fully lowered and secured. Loads should not be pulled on sloped surfaces. Cargo must be properly secured, and equipment should be used only on level ground. Safe unloading begins with correct positioning. Inside a storage facility, a small ignition is seen, likely starting from an electrical fault. What initially appears minor quickly begins producing heavy smoke and flames. An employee attempts to intervene with a water hose, but the fire cannot be controlled. The flames spread outside the room, ignite nearby products, and rapidly engulf the entire area. An ordinary malfunction turns into a major emergency. Within seconds, electrical installations and storage areas must be inspected regularly. Proper automatic fire suppression systems and the correct types of fire extinguishers should be accessible. Incorrect intervention can make a fire worse. Preparation and proper equipment reduce risk. The footage shows the damage left behind after an unusual incident at an electrical facility located near a residential area. Allegedly, a person entered the area thinking it was a portable toilet. When he attempts to interfere with a metal component, he makes contact with high voltage. A powerful explosion occurs upon contact, and the surrounding electrical system is disabled. Even the smallest contact in areas with electricity can be fatal. Such locations are never places to enter casually. For any reason, high voltage leaves no margin for error for the human body. The basic rule around electricity is simple: do not approach, do not touch, and do not attempt to intervene. A forklift is stopped at the side of the road, preparing to cross while waiting for a gap in traffic, as the operator looks for an opening between vehicles. The forklift slowly moves toward the lane. At that moment, a motorcycle approaches at high speed. The forklift's extended forks are not noticed in time by the rider with no time to react. The motorcycle strikes the forks, and the rider is thrown to the ground after losing control if forklifts operate near public roads. Extra precautions are required. Forks should be kept low, warning systems activated, and a spotter used. If necessary, never move in traffic, intersecting areas unless it is completely safe. Visibility and clear signage prevent accidents. The footage captures a group of workers guiding a heavy load of steel beams suspended from an overhead crane when a catastrophic structural failure occurs. Without warning, the entire lifting mechanism collapses, plummeting toward the ground and placing nearby workers in extreme danger. This incident highlights critical safety lapses, most notably hazardous positioning where workers had no escape route. The sudden collapse points to potential failures in maintenance or undetected metal fatigue. Furthermore, the absence of designated red zones allowed personnel to remain within the fall radius to prevent such tragedies. Rigorous documented inspections of all lifting equipment are mandatory. Personnel must strictly adhere to no-go zones, ensuring they never stand under or adjacent to a suspended load, adhering to weight limits, and providing emergency training to recognize early mechanical warning signs are essential. Ultimately, safety relies on a culture of vigilance where maintaining a safe distance is the only foolproof way to survive a mechanical failure. This surveillance footage from a manufacturing facility depicts an employee working among large stacks of metal beams while using a tool to organize the materials. A sudden shift in weight occurs as the worker attempts to manage one of the heavy components. The adjacent stack loses balance and collapses unexpectedly. This incident is a powerful reminder of the critical need for strict adherence to storage and handling protocols in industrial settings. Improperly secured or unstable material stacks pose significant risks to everyone on the floor. It is vital for personnel to remain highly aware of their surroundings. Ensure all heavy loads are stabilized and utilize mechanical aids. Maintaining a proactive safety culture through regular inspections and training is the best way to prevent such incidents and ensure the well-being of the entire workforce. At a container port, a heavy machine is traveling in a straight line. When a worker or supervisor on site starts walking toward it, he most likely wants to say something to the operator, but the operator does not notice. The worker continues walking for a short time. At that moment, the operator makes a sharp turn with the machine's sudden maneuver. The worker ends up inside the turning radius, and within seconds, a crushing hazard occurs. Workers should never walk up to active heavy machinery. For communication, the machine must be stopped and eye contact. Established pedestrian and machine routes should be separated and maneuvering zones clearly marked. A single sudden movement can create a serious risk.